name's Colette Twerk, and I'm from store 1926, which is in Deerfield, Illinois. And I'm sitting next to Seymour, and you'll have to help me on your last name?
Palatinsky.
Palatinsky. Seymour is a customer that arrived at our store somewhere within the last 2 weeks. And he came into the floor and wall department looking for a runner. After getting to know Seymour and discussing what he needed and what his project was, I learned that he had a wife that was coming home from the hospital within 2 weeks on a wheelchair, and he needed to make it possible for her to get from room to room. So through this process, Home Depot has offered to go out and look at his house. It's all carpeted where his wife could not get through from room to room because of the carpeting. And we are here today starting our project to put laminate flooring in for Seymour and his wife. I want you to meet Seymour right now, and Seymour will tell you his story on what happened with his wife.
Well, my wife Barbara and I, we've been married for 55 years, going back to January of 1958. Have 2 kids, 3 grandkids. I've been living in this unit in Northbrook for the last 25 years or more. My wife has had health issues for a period of time. She had a fall in our home, unobserved. I was on the computer in our 2nd bedroom, and I heard the thud. I went to the room and found that she was on the floor. She was awake and alert, but could not get up. It took me several hours to convince her to allow me to call the EMTs and bring her to the hospital. We were assured by the neurologist and the neurosurgeon that within a few months things would start coming back and Barbara would be herself. Sadly, that didn't quite happen. In fact, at one point, about a month into the experience, her nephrologist sat down in her room with me and it told me to be ready to lose her because it wasn't looking real good. And in November of 2011, roughly 3 months after the incident, she went to the Claremont facility in Buffalo Grove. For the first several months, there was little to no progress. It was really a case of maintaining a quality of life. There was little progress. My wife wasn't interested. She was non-responsive in terms of therapy interventions, and after about 4 months, they discontinued therapy, figuring that they could not get anything done because my wife just wasn't able to cooperate. And going back to roughly the summer of 2012, there was if it was not a 180-degree turnaround, it was a 175-degree turnaround. She became totally lucid, totally able to speak and understand and recall and whatever, and in conversations with me in quiet times, she said, I'm going to give it everything I can to get back home. And the progress has been miraculous. In speaking to her nephrologist and the physician who sees her on a weekly basis, I mentioned to both of them independently that I describe it as almost miraculous, and they say, no, it's not almost miraculous, it is a miracle. And, you don't hear doctors use the word miracle. So here we are. We had a date for coming home. At this point, in speaking to the head of social work at Claremont, she told me a product that her grandmother had used years before that was helpful, described it as best she could, and I went in and tried to find it. Colette was there and showed me what they had, and it wasn't going to work, it wasn't wide enough, it wasn't rigid enough, and so on. And then Colette and I started speaking and told her kind of the backstory of what was happening, and at this time she says, well, give me a couple hours and I'll get back to you. We'll discuss how we can help you. And then the other miracle happened. Home Depot's got in the mix and is helping us with this redo of our flooring and making it possible for my wife to get in. But the one thing that's still lacking, which she pledges to herself, she's going to continue working on, is walking. So for the foreseeable future, she will need the wheelchair. So that's why the rigid, hard floor that she could get about would be critical, and this is why I'm so grateful to Home Depot, Colette, Leo, and all the folks on how they've jumped in and helped us out. It's a wonderful experience for me.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know just what